Okay guys, we're back from a little hiatus from having COVID. Thankfully recovered properly, so that's good. And then here we're going to look at a bout from Grumier and Jorgensen at World Championships in the semi-final. What's cool is that like Grumier has all these awesome he's borderline automatic at first, where he just sees an overstep and he instantly goes in. So one of the cool things to notice here, right, is are you the one creeping to that distance and going in, or are you the one going, like, are you absorbing to go in, right? So there's a few moments there that are really cool to see. And then you can always put yourself, like, you want to put yourself in the advantageous position as to where the moment matters more than the actual action. Now with that being said, next video we're going to do a analysis on how to beat a French grip, so let's see how that works. Other than that, I'm thinking of doing like maybe a live stream where we look at fencing together. If you guys would like to see that, let me know and I can hopefully set up a date and time and we can maybe make it a monthly thing, who knows. Other than that, that'll be it. I'm looking, as I level up my editing skills, we're going to try to make a little toe hit tutorial and hopefully a how to attack tutorial with a bunch of examples. So let's hope I can slide that in the near future. If you guys are really interested in that, let me know and I'll try to fast forward my skills. And other than that, enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys think and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks. Bye. And we're back from the COVID hiatus. And let's see, so here this is a good bout where Grumier really ends up taking, at one point he just finds this attack and it's just so powerful and he gets to just take over the bout. And we'll see a few things with the distance, whether he's the one closing that distance or if Jorgensen is the one putting himself in danger. So let's have a look. I'm gonna mute, I'm gonna lower the volume here because we don't want to hear those commentators we'll just let that one sit for now. So like Grumier is always interesting because when the distance is this is already kind of close for him, he's able to attack in there. When the distance is kind of far like this, tip to tip, he doesn't do much. And then he always tries to instigate. As soon as it gets past there, you usually see a reaction. And then let's see. A little too close, and then Jorgensen, that's it. But he doesn't look too distressed after this. We get nice slow-mos. Yeah, like just gets nicked on the mask, so nothing too crazy here. You see how here, check it out. See, Jorgensen gets a little bit too close, instantly tries. What was the trigger? Kind of far, right? Right, so on the step. See how it's like a minuscule step here? This is one of Grumier's triggers for when he wants to attack. Step, he thinks he's ahead, he kind of goes in, just misses. But look how he doesn't overcommit. He got scared of the tip. So, and then see, oh man, that tip pressure, look at this, this is so good. Tip, like super close. More tip pressure, like everything is threatened. And then here we find the first attack of many. See, so he goes on guard, creeps in, sees that there's not any reaction, and goes in. Now you'll notice Jorgensen's blade is low. And it ends up doing a beat attack. Let's see if we get a better angle. Okay, yeah, so see, this is good. See, they're still kind of tip to tip. So because Jorgensen's hand is low, so this is something, I'll post a link to some of the lessons Sikar gives. And basically is you attack in the moment and you do an action that counters a lot of things. So you'll notice he does a beat septime and then just goes up. But since Jorgensen's hand was low, right, so he's here, what he's likely going to do is 6. Right, so if he goes in, it's going to disengage. If the blade stays there, it ends up being a beat. Right, so your fingers do the same thing, right? To disengage, especially lefty on righty, to disengage a 6, you just kind of pinch and you do that clockwise rotation. But in this case, since if there's a 6, he's going to disengage it. If there's not, it just ends up flowing through as a beat. And he gets it. Second part of this, I believe. Yeah, so right, so then look at his foot. Right, Grumier is big on, so he'll be kind of on guard, creep in, sees that he's got the distance for it, and then he goes in. Very disciplined. Now that was dangerously close to not working, but he's a little bit ahead on the tempo, but it's also a bit of a miss. So let's look at why he attacked, when. So you'll see a pattern, right? A lot of it is when Grumier backs up. After this, when he puts here, he usually tries something. Ooh. So here we got it. Right, so Jorgensen comes in. Right, so it's here, he gives that false distance, right? So he thinks you're in the middle. He's actually standing still. Sees Jorgensen is stepping forward, takes it. Jorgensen was just not quite ready enough and he just misses. They say in the biz, we take those. Right, so sometimes picking the moment is more relevant than the action. But also, like, since it was a 6, had Jorgensen extended too early, it would have just gone through anyway. That was close. And again. Right, so again, that creep. Try for the hand. Oh, too risky. All right, let's back out. So Jorgensen is a bit of the intruder here. By intruder, I mean in the distance. So see how Grumier instantly sees that this step is going to be too big, right? So he goes back to kind of normal on guard. Look at this. So and then Jorgensen does a not so good step. Let's just put it like that, right? Basically standing up. If he does anything forward, it's gonna be too big. They're already tip to tip. Anything else past this is about to be punished, and Grumier just catches those. It's absolutely free. Well, free. Free if you're number 1 in the world at the time. So now Jorgensen is a bit more careful on the approach. Right, he's going in. He knows it's on a step forward. It's a weird thing. Like, I think Grumier maybe got a little cocky, he wasn't expecting, but Jorgensen adapting really well with a bit more pressure, specifically from his tip. That being said, Grumier is still pretty close to doubling that one out. See how he kind of sees it? Right, so he sees the distance being opened up. And then statistically, Jorgensen was... And as soon as he realizes that Jorgensen's not committing, takes it away. It was actually like really good adaptation from Jorgensen, right? All of a sudden, every time he opens, he's super careful on the way in. Right, so that means even though if you know your opponent's looking for a moment, you can kind of fake recreate it. Right, so Jorgensen opens, closes back in, think, yeah, I'm being stupid. No, just kidding. It was still deadly close. So now, being a so let's see. So just why did Jorgensen attack though? He's being really careful. Really careful. Okay, so he just showed a parry. Maybe maybe he was hoping that Grumier would be caught up on the parries. But Grumier was super well balanced. So Grumier was barely in a half step, but he was ready to push back. Just really good discipline. Shows the parry. Backs up. Now let's keep going. Okay. Go a little fast. Boom. There you go. So. Oh. They tell you French handles can't parry. That was very close to hitting. Alright, so let's see. So right, Jorgensen kind of looks not ready. Boom. Grumier always punishes this. Let's look at this lovely slow-mo here. Right, so it's not so much that Grumier was like particularly ready, it's just he sees this. He sees a guy who basically just crossed his feet and he's like, now you're flat-footed. Right, so either Jorgensen was baiting that or, you know, Grumier was looking for it. Like he's got Grumier's definitely got his own automatic reactions. Let's fast forward a bit. Okay. So he got caught stas. So he got caught with flat feet. Shows tip. Really nice. So actually he caught Grumier in a rare moment where he decides to parry before anything. So it could be a few things, right? Grumier was like, oh my god, he just got caught off guard, and then he decided. I think it's just a beautiful moment. Yeah, so the tip was so penetrating, right? Just so in his face. Grumier didn't feel the urge to stop it in head instead, and he decided to parry. Just very nice. That was just really clean. Also, I love these camera angles. Tries it again, but from too far. Do we get a slow-mo here? Do we? No? No? Okay, if I have it your way. Good. Okay. Right, so I thought he would go here. Doesn't. Arm is low. Oh yeah, had Jorgensen parried here, it was over, but he was ready. Well done. So, kind of based on what's happening, I'm gonna kind of skip over the break, but I would imagine Grumier is being told to pick his moments a little bit better. Don't just throw out the attacks, field them. And if I were Jorgensen, if I were to coach him at that point, I would have been probably something around like, just make sure you're not getting in too close. When you are, make sure you're aware of it and that you're focusing more on your tip, just like that. Makes a lot of the points have been with the tip. What a nice lunge. Oh, that was the beat. Okay, so let's go. So Grumier also seemingly is being a lot more attentive with his tip. So he sees it there. That was interesting. So the distance was actually really, really big. But he was standing on his legs. And it's right, yeah, so nice remise. So Grumier really focusing on the tip. Sees it. You see how right, that low line, it means he's disengaging, right? He's trying to disengage. Even if it's not there, he doesn't really lose any time on his attack. He is a little far, and Jorgensen reacts a little bit early, and then he can get the remise. But since he was in the, he had the timing where Jorgensen was flat, he was able to launch his attack. Jorgensen reacted way too early, because it seemed to be so far, and because Grumier was in the moment, he gets it. Overall, just really nice hit. Look at this nice extra slow-mo. See, Jorgensen parried a little early, because Grumier wasn't quite there yet. And gets remised. Lovely. So Jorgensen just applying pressure. I don't think there was too much thought there. It was just we're close, trying to set up something straight. Grumier really focusing on getting the doubles. Well, not necessarily the doubles. It was really focusing on the tip aspect. So that's unfortunate because it doesn't give us. So Grumier's flat-footed first, and he gets caught just a little off guard, right? So that's basically from the LA. Starts, doesn't expect something to happen. Jorgensen gets it. Nice hit. So he sees it again. Alright, the retreat. And let's see, it's not incredibly fancy footwork, it's just step in, double. Opponent steps in. See how he just disengages a 6, and there we go. Double, but the element here is that he's doing it when the opponent is stepping forward, right? So Jorgensen is flat-footed first. He's already launched his attack, and the fact that it's a double is impressive by itself. Right, so you can see the whole time Grumier is just finding it. Right, oh man. Right, so here, he checks. See there, far again. Checks again. Okay, so it's really nice. Right, on guard, checks, doesn't really move. Jorgensen gets into being attack distance, Grumier instantly kills it. It's close to being a double too. Right, just remember, sometimes, right, we're always trying to inch ourselves to be the ones, like, being ahead, but our opponent can be ahead if they step into that distance too. It's not just on you, right? Don't fence by yourself. You know, just don't fence by yourself. Like, look at your opponent as well. Just great timing there. All right, small, and we're back. Oh, I want to see this hit here. All right, so Grumier is barely moving. Oh, and a very clean hit. That's the French grip power there. Oh, he's found it. So this is a bit of a rushed approach from Jorgensen. Right, so Jorgensen right here, like close distance. Grumier's like still close. Watch his feet. Boom. He doesn't even, right? If the distance is good like that, if your opponent is going to give it to you, right? So look at that, right? Jorgensen's there, low hand, high tip. Like, you can just go. There's not many reactions here unless you have like the fastest hand in the West. Maybe a 2008 Taggy could do it, but on this day, sorry, Mr. Jorgensen. And this is where it's like really scary if you're Jorgensen, because you haven't, the few attacks you did were really hard fought. Oh, but Grumier. So that was very few times where, right, so historically speaking, I would expect a Grumier to attack here. Or here. So he tries to show low. Jorgensen doesn't react at all. Well, he doesn't react at all to the low here, right? Right, Jorgensen goes, he goes low, but the reaction is just extend. Tries to oppose through it. When you're French grip, and he still almost gets this here, but Jorgensen gets it. Just really good readiness from Jorgensen. God, I love these angles, like just nice cameras. FIE, please continue with these. All right, look how close it was regardless though. Whew. Bell guards clash. This is where like Pistol wins over very often. See, he tries to push and Jorgensen's just not having it. Get out of here, bud. Oh. So Jorgensen's like really trying to, I think like he's reminiscing back to his first attack where he was really aggressive on the tip, and then he tries it once, releases, shows it, and then it's not much from Grumier. Like he just decided that, well, if he tries that again, I'm going to be ready with my tip, and since the distance is far, it's just a nice hit. Right, so if someone's pressuring you, right, just don't always like pressure back. It's okay to leave, but just tell yourself, I'm ready. I'm ready. Right, so this is just kind of hitting on the way there. So right, it's just a lot of discipline, right? Someone's pressuring you, don't give in. Just, it's okay, relax, relax. and then just go for the hand, try something. But what's important is that you don't full on commit to something like that unless you're 100% sure. So Jorgensen is constantly opening up, which to me signifies that he knows that Grumier is looking for a timing, but Grumier is being a little bit more cheeky. Very careful. Our distance is getting close. Okay. Ooh. Right, so distance is getting really close, but I feel like Jorgensen is actively like trying to bait it, right? So Grumier does his foot check. Okay, now they're really close, and this is where really close. Grumier is pretty well balanced. Goes in. Dave, oh man, just good, good fencing both ways. So trust your instincts in the moment, right? If you go where you think you have the moment, it's better to commit to that than to just keep finding the perfect moment, which may or may not happen. All right, and then because Grumier when Jorgensen was a little bit flat-footed and a little too close, even though he just missed, he's able to just save himself with a non-hit. Also, like, let's get rid of these elevated piece, please. Like, I've never had anyone say, wow, I'm really glad that piece is elevated. Still a lot more like, oh, nice. So opens it up, as we would expect. Jorgensen, right? See, Jorgensen, every time he's now stepping back in, he's more careful. And this is just, wow. So, Grumier, instead of, you know what, I'm going to call your bluff. I'm not going to go to the body. I'm just going to go do the same timing, but to your arm. And the crucial point, like 2-point lead at in the last 5 hits, man. Flat-footed, right, high hand, oh man. But look at that, right, so part of why that hits, right, he's an 8, he's in 6. If his hand is high, what do you think is going to happen? Like, he can only go in 8, really. If he goes into another 6, well, it's not very efficient. It's probably, and it doesn't really make sense. He's gonna get hit. But you can assume that there's gonna be a downwards motion, and you can see that Grumier kind of accounts for it just based on positioning. So you can tell a lot, like, just where physically something is. If the hand is low, you can expect this. You can expect this. The hand is high, you can expect this. You know what I mean? So do something, right? Pick your moments, and of course I hit something. So let's just get back there. Oof. So like this is just super clean. I'm gonna assume, right? So look, foot lands. Grumier's already, see, his foot doesn't touch the ground. He's already made the decision. Let's see, he tries again to the arm. He gets the 6, and because the distance, right, because Grumier didn't overcommit, right, he's not stuck in the 6. It's just, he just slips out, and he's able to just put his tip back on the recovery. This is just clean fencing, clean footwork. Right, he doesn't panic. Look how, okay, like, just saying. And then it's just a clean pickoff. Boom. So he chose his moment, but it was based on basically just being disciplined about it. goes in, not too deep. Because he was not too deep, he was able to get it. That I'm sure that the second part wasn't premeditated, but he put himself in that advantageous situation. Because of the he was able to get the hit because he put himself in that advantageous situation. Let's see. Oh, he tries it again. Let's see, right? So release. See how he's like really not overcommitting to the body. Oh. Right, these are like especially when you're leading, this is where a guy like Grumier just can just take over, right? So he doesn't overcommit, sees that Jorgensen's looking for something, and absolutely just nails him. Like that didn't. Oh my god, that hurts physically and mentally. Just your ego is bruised after that. And then here, if I recall, like Grumier tries to attack. He's probably trying to just finish it in the second period. And you quickly find out that attacking Jorgensen without much prep is very difficult. So, ekes in, tries to do something big, or I tries to show 8 or second, and yeah, he was just a little too far. And Jorgensen instantly punishes. So now we're gonna go to the next period. It's probably just, hey man, hey coach, do you have any 4 hit points for me? And just such clean form. Oh, we can relook, right? So, okay, it was second or 8. He goes in. Oh, he actually just gets straight up caught. I thought there might have been a chance, but no. And then, like, Jorgensen, you're down on a guy who will double almost anything you throw at him, right? Very difficult. Oh. Okay, so, right. Grumier closes his in, notices that Jorgensen's being a little wild. So like these are things, so right here, this is something that's, you can't necessarily, like, you can't actively practice that you're gonna snipe, but you see someone doing this, you can assume that there might be a 6th, and you just hit as you leave, right? You see this, you know something might come back. These are reaction, like it's the, you know, if you know how to hit the hand, right, you practice hitting the hand, and then you just practice being in the right place at the right time based on what just happened. Right, so he goes in, right, you see this wind up, you're like, oh boy, I need to leave. Boom. And then there's other ways to do this too, right? If you show your opponent a high tip, are they gonna take 6? Probably, right? So you invite, take 6, I dare you. Take 6, I dare you. Take 6, I dare you. And then when they take 6, you're actually just on the way out. So overall, just a good bout. Let me know what you liked from it. I liked it. It's good fencing, and at that time, like Grumier is like #1 in the world. This was a Jorgensen, one of his breakout performances where we put him on the map. And he showed it, right? As soon as Grumier let up, Jorgensen would always take over. So anyway, it's a good bout. I hope you guys learned something from it. Let me know what you liked, didn't like, always down below. And coming up next, we're gonna do an anti-French grip, as I still found a good bout in Budapest. So thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.